Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a pleated face mask. These masks are very good for going over N95 masks and helping prolong the lifespan of an N95 mask. The pleats make it so that it is slightly adjustable to fit over different face types. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you guys how to make one. Grab your fabric of choice and lay it out. For my pattern, I'm just using a 10 by 7 rectangle with a seam allowance of 1/4 of an inch and cutting it out 3 times. One for the outer layer, one for the lining, and one for the filter pocket. Take whichever piece you are using for the filter pocket and take it to your iron. You're going to fold in the edges twice by about 1/2 inch and press. Then take it to your machine and sew up each side. Take your 3 pieces and lay them in this order to be sewn. First is your lining layer facing right side up. Then your filter pocket, also facing right side up. Finally, your outer fabric, which will be facing right side down on top of the filter pocket. Once it's all sandwiched together, you can sew on the top and bottom edges at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Take what you've just sewn and turn it right side out. Take it back to your ironing board and iron down those edges to make sure everything lays down nice and flat. Next, you're going to take your mask and fold it in half and press with the iron. This will create a middle crease. Now take the bottom half and fold it halfway up to that center crease we created and press. Now take the other edge and do the same thing again. This will give us 3 distinct creases that will become our pleat points. From the top crease, pull down by about 1/2 of an inch to create a pleat and pin or press it into place. Make sure your pleats are facing down for the final fit to keep debris from collecting in the pleats of the mask. Continue folding down 1/2 an inch at each crease to make 3 pleats. Take it to your machine and sew up the edges. My cat decided to join me in my mask making endeavors, but unfortunately was of no real help. All she wanted to do was play, and I had to whisk her away from the dangers of my sewing machine, which she found so intriguing. All right, back to sewing. Once the sides are sewn, take the mask back to your ironing board and give it a good press to keep those pleats looking flat and crisp. You can top stitch the top and bottom for a nicer and more reinforced finish, but it isn't necessary, though I do recommend it. Now that your mask is sewn up, the last step is adding the ties. Here, we are going to use extra wide double folded bias tape. If you don't have this on hand, you can reference my other video and learn how to make your own. I'll be sure to put a link to that video in the description. Cut 2 36-inch pieces of bias tape. Find the center point of each length of bias tape to match up with the middle point of your edges. Take the outer edge crease of the opened up bias tape, line it up with the rough edge of your mask, and pin it in place. Then you sew along that crease, which is about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. After you've sewn that part, you can fold the rest of the bias tape over the rough edge to neatly encase it. Then you can, she's back. Let me take care of this real quick. Then, starting from the tip of the bias tape ties, you can begin sewing down the edges to seal it all up. And there we go, nice and neat. You can opt to tie the ends in little knots as well if you'd like. Do the same thing with the other side and bam, you're done. You now have a pleated face mask. Now it's time to try it on and make sure it fits nicely. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope the video was fun and easy to understand, and I hope you have a good time making these masks. They're very simple and they're extremely helpful. If you happen to have extra time and extra resources to make these masks to donate to hospitals, food banks, nursing homes, or other places in need, it would be a huge, huge help. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.